Hello, Queen. Hello, Queens. It's me, Edita, here, recording just after an interview with Yolanta, and I feel so much energy that I need to share because I've got great news. So I spoke to many of you. I've been talking about program I'm creating for quite some time. And it's time to explain, bring you some insights, how it works, why it's so important to work in a collective, in a group, why it's so important to look at different areas of I, which is body, mind, and soul, which actually I'm going to show you mind, body, and soul, and how I work with ladies and what level I work, what stages, what the program is about, how that's going to work on you, how the program is going to work on you, and you're going to be in the program, your life, you're bringing your life into the program to expose your feminine power, feminine energy. So hoping next week I'm going to start, I'm going to launch, and I'm going to keep talking to you, see where you are, because at the end of the day, it's about you. It's about your transformation. It's about you being inspired, you willing to work on yourself. Okay, so let's start. Guys, I'm using first time this program, and I'm gonna create new whiteboard. And I share. Okay, I hope you can see it. So, program is 13 weeks. 13 weeks, it's 13 number actually, it's a very feminine number. So, guys, this is our mind. Okay, now and I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna move. Beautiful. This is soul. Okay, and our body. Beautiful. Actually, I'm just receiving my messages, so I don't want you to receive the messages. Okay, but I cannot now. I cannot do that. I cannot switch off. Okay, don't worry. So, actually, to start with this, okay, so this one I want to put body. Okay, and that's three aspects of our existence, and I will be explaining you more. And my speciality is working on mind, but I work on all levels when it comes to waking up feminine energy. Why so important? Because I mainly work with ladies around 40 years old who are usually in a situation of relationship where they feel trapped. They know that something does not work. There is a relationship with her husband or partner is like mirror, and it's so in her face. So in your face, if you listen, most likely you're dealing with with your partner that you cannot cope anymore. It's too much for you. It's like, I want something different. I want to transform my life. I want more from my life. Actually, let me do that way. And now we're gonna, so that's where we're working. When we're working on the mind level, and that's how the course is gonna start, working on the mind level. Working on the mind level is so important because our minds, if this speaks too much, our soul cannot show up. So we cannot attract, we cannot manifest, we can, but it's distorted because our mind is talking, our mind is polluted. Our mind is polluted with everything what happened in our childhood or in the past, in that life, but also other lives. I'm not going to want to talk to that there are past lives because they're still happening for us. The concept of time as a linear aspect does not exist. To be honest, it just exists in our mind as a humans. On the level of soul, doesn't exist. So we're going to be looking on our mind. So first we're going to be looking, I'm going to be distinguishing somewhere here in first week. First, I'm going to distinguishing what it means feminine by masculine energy. And why it's so important. This is vocabulary. This is something to distinguish, but actually, there's no division between it. It's just one energy. Everything is one energy, big energy. It's just for the purpose of illustration. I'm going to be showing on a few videos how this works, for you to understand the dynamics, for you to understand where the self-love needs to be found. I know there's some recording of mine, but there will be more recording, more deeper explanation, and I'm going to be using very powerful my masculine energy to channel that information, to give you that information in logical. But for you is going through that 13 weeks all around to discover for yourself, discover what it really means to be in that feminine energy, because knowing has nothing to do with experiencing. Knowing doesn't make a difference. We know a lot of things, and that doesn't make a difference. It's just now to going into experiencing, because experiencing your power gives you the power. Experiencing the feeling. It's like cycling. It's like cycling on a bicycle. It's that finding that balance, finding that how I can cycle. And something what it stays free after this 13 weeks, it's going to stay with you. You're going to know when you are overwhelmed, and that's ding ding, that's actually maybe I need a rest, maybe I need to just smell good now for a bit to come back to my feminine energy. Okay, so that's the first week. And second week, what we're going to be doing, working on love story. So all those information when you were 1 years old to 7, not after 7, not before 1 to 7. That's where human creates the story about love, how love looks like, and we're like a sponge absorbing that. How I'm going to be working with you, I'm going to be telling you what to look at, how to look like, so we can plug this out. Once we notice it's taken away from us, it doesn't exist. So people saying, oh, you cannot change past. Rubbish! You can change past. You can. You're putting their energy. I'm going to show you the tools, what energy to put in that past, so past doesn't affect your future anymore. Okay? And that's where we're looking at that love story which we created. So for me, what I created, my dad was working a lot. And that's just one example. I disassemble like many things. My dad was working hard, and basically he was constantly busy. After 7 years old, when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10, I remember we were drawing together, but at that point he was studying, so he was not present. How How that impacted my relationship? Because no masculine energy was for me love. So my husband at the beginning of relation, he was around, but I converted him into present to a person who is next to me but is not with me. I hope it makes sense. And I work with many women at that stage that really distinguish that, how they feel. They distinguish that silence was there, or that dad left. Guess what? They're living in the fear of being left. And the point is now, and what you resist, it persists. So if you resist that feeling of being loved, or that love is your love, or that pain you resonates with you with love, you're going to be attracting. You constantly, what you have, you're attracting. So your love, you must have noticed so far, every single man is the same. Is he? Is he really the same? Or you're attracting the same man? Because that's your love story, and that's going to be that's my vocabulary. And yes, we're not necessarily going to be looking in the books you read, how the Cinderella and all of that, even though I believe also reading certain books have actually create our image, how the love story, but not also that like how our parents behave between each other, or towards each other rather. That's also very important. Okay, so that's about looking at the second week. There will be recording, there will be my coaching, there will be group meetings. So third week we're gonna look at all the external conversation. So we're gonna look how we collectively structure that as well. So our feminine beliefs, let's call it. Okay, we're gonna look at beliefs. And why is that important to look all that beliefs? Because we inherited conversation. We just like were born into that conversation, collective conversation, who is a man. And if we were born in certain environment, like I was born in Poland, I was born into women are left by men. Women had to be a masculine. We couldn't trust our energies because we were, for example, raped during the Second World War or First World War. We had to hide, so we didn't trust our own feminine power. More, we were burned as a witches because we had that power, which men did not understand. So we are punished. So all of that is very important to look at, and just like working through that process, these things, this limiting beliefs going to be popping up for you on the surface, in the conversation, in the group healing, in a conversation with me, doing recording, but most of all, in your life. Now your life is the program. And that's going to be popping out. How I do know that? Because I know I work with many women, and it starts popping up, and they will telling me, and we're going to be taking this out. Like, try imagine, you don't plug the wheat just by taking covering, or you need to plug it out with the roots. Really go deeply, sometimes in very uncomfortable situation from your past, and transform that situation. Bring the light, bring the new conversation to it, create peace with yourself and others. And that would allow you to take this incident or maybe situation even from your grandparents, because in that thing I'm going to also have in my powerful meditation, a lot of ladies had already aha moment through that meditation, because my voice is a healing voice, by the way. That's who I am. And once you're plugging out, it's going to disappear. The thing is to disappear. And yes, maybe still around this story will show up another story, but the point is, more we're taking out, more is just showing up. You're getting clarity. So basically, this is everything what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be doing bringing this integrity in your conversation. And actually, by the way, that should be 4 week, because third week will be where you take your responsibility for your story, for what you created, because nobody else created for you. You created this. You created that vision how the relationship should look like. Yes, you were influenced, but in the end you created. Just have a look that your siblings got different story about how relationship, because your sibling was maybe 1 year apart or something in different moment of your parents' life, and there is love life looks different, but yours gonna look that way because you choose your date of birth, which we're gonna be talking later. You choose, on the level of soul, you choose that story, taking now responsibility. I created that story, I attracted that man in my life, and now it's like we're gonna be beautiful, sexy word, integrity. Bringing integrity to all your relationships, and particularly the relationship with your partner, with your husband. Even if you want to divorce that husband, still bringing integrity, saying, listen, I choose you that way. And I blame you for so many years for be that way, when actually I attracting you or I converting you. My husband was spending weekends with me before we got married, then suddenly started being busy. Like my dad when I was 1 to 7. Yes, he was that good clay to be created that way, but I created that sculpture. I created that sculpture, upgraded version of my dad. More you know about how you're creating this, you can take this away, you can transform that. So that's actually first moment, and that will be integrity. And then also here, like 5 week, 5th week, we're going to be working on masculine energy. Beliefs, energy, beliefs. Because yes, we also have masculine beliefs. We believe that this man overpowers us. Men do this, men do that. And this really it's good now to see, because more we're trusting feminine energy, more we're trusting masculine energy. And that helps us to really see what's the conversation, because between here, feminine and masculine energy conversation is our self-love. Okay, I should put like, oh, beautiful. I've got arrows. So here, see? No, I just want one. I don't know how to go back. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, here, like this. So now between this and that, that's where we'll be structuring, because balancing those two conversations, well, we start believing in yourself as a woman. So it's also conversation, masculine conversation. So if I trust myself as a woman, I love that man. I love that masculine energy. I love that masculine energy in me, because masculine energy, it's money, it's doing, it's beautiful energy. And that's important to love that energy, because now we want to attract more. If we don't attract men, we don't attract these things, like materialistic things. So why wouldn't you want that? So that's where here we're talking about self-love. Okay, exist here. And now we are going in another stage. Once we start decluttering our mind, that's where we are ready to declutter our environment, because our environment is extension of our mind. It's and has still impact. So what's the point decluttering our mind if our environment is cluttered? So when it's cluttered, it's still like affecting us. It's still like, that's the area is still affecting our mind. And why I'm going to tell you this, because I had this conversation with one of lady I coached, and I'm talking to her. I hear her voice. I hear her like she cannot put things together. And then suddenly I said to her, why is your house so cluttered? She's like, how do you know? I said, like, I could feel, I could hear that. I could just like see the things. And it was just like, well, I'm an empath, I'm intuitive coach, so I can see these things, but it was so clear for me. It really comes, into your mind, in polluting back. So there's no point cleaning your mind if you don't have your body. So then we're working on our body, and we're looking here like area. We're gonna be like decluttering house. Yeah, we're gonna be looking like working on your body. So workouts. How important is detox? So we'll be detox. We're going to be looking at that, so you can choose something, because now we're decluttering our body, and we're going to be creating our image. So looking at your face, how we relate ourselves with our face. So mirror work. That's going to be very important to look at this, because we now want to like combine, because at the moment we actually decluttering mind and decluttering our body. That's where our soul grows. Like literally our soul now have opportunity to grow. You see, before like teeny tiny, and now can grow. Because our mind now is calming down. Doesn't shout that much anymore. And our body. And we're gonna be creating this as a group, empowering each other. We're already creating this, by the way. There's no future. We're creating this as a group. We're doing this as a group, empowering each other. Everything in my clearing, because I'm still working on that. So that's in my energy. In my energy, you're doing that. I'm also working on that. So you have it, that clarity. So now it's when we shrink and they go into like 25%, they're not so loud anymore. They don't have pollution. So they allowed our soul to speak up. And on that soul, beautiful level, we're going to be experiencing magic. People start showing up in our life. Things that are showing up in our life. We have now opportunity to manifest. So we're going to be working and looking on like what our soul wants and need, what our soul speak up. How is that showing up? And that the most important, attracting that love life. Because on that level, on the soul level, we've got this soul agreements. We've got this beautiful group of soul, men and women. They're showing up here on the 3D. Men and women, which I want to communicate, be part of our life. When we have that self-love and to our mind, and on the level our body, because obviously self-love is on two. And guys, ladies, very important. Our mind will allow our body to be beautiful. There's some post about people asking me if I did the face lifting or something. No, I haven't. I work on my mind. So my wrinkles stop shrinking or disappearing. Because when you work on your mind, your body also, because our mind's got the power to produce toxins, by the way. Polluted thinking, when we cannot forgive, when we really like this love story bring us into hate towards men, or maybe, I don't know, feminine energy or masculine beliefs, that's masculine energy beliefs, that's maybe hate. Guess what's going on? We've got fat here, we've got many around our chakras. So we're going to be looking at that, okay? And now when we go to the soul, because we work on all that already, we've done the work. Now our soul is loud. Our soul got now 50% of speaking voice. We can express ourselves. Now we can manifest. So once all of that is done on this level, like next week, so we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, another 4 weeks, we're working on the soul level. We're going to be looking like what is there. We're going to be attracting. We're going to creating our avatar, where we're going to be like looking who is that perfect man next to us, but not the way who he is. It's more how we feel next to him. So once you're really present what the love life is, now you are able to consciously create that. And we're going to be looking like how we want to transform that love story. Yes, we can transform. And once you transform, ladies, you attract either your man, which you have already next to you. He's going to be pulled up to become who you wanted him with your energy. Remember, feminine energy is very powerful. Or you're going to attract, if he's still maybe some soul agreements, maybe something going on around him and he cannot go up. And you cannot transform, maybe because that was your also soul agreement. Then somebody else on higher vibration showing up in your life. Not because you're looking for it, because you're attracting. So it's with ease, with fun, and it's not like you're waiting for. You're living your life, and you're living your life with the best companion of yours, which is yourself. And that's how you're attracting. You don't need, when you're healing your love story, you need that love. Now you don't need that love. You attract that love. You may want, and you just attract beautiful, high vibration, where you both can create, you're both spiritual, your soul are talking. You may not communicating even on that level, which we're here born to speak up, we're humans in flesh. So definitely it's important, but you also be talking on the soul level. You're going to communicate. By the end of because you're communicating on a soul level. You may not attract yet, but you are. That's my promise. You are on the stage when your soul is talking. And how it is, it's beautiful. You will experience that in your body. You experience this in your mind. Again, your soul now is happy in your body. Your soul now, you are aligned with your mission. Your soul wants your body to serve you as long as serves the purpose. It's very important. Yes, our body can live actually forever. There's many people speak about that. Our body can self-generate. It's just when we don't serve, especially when we don't work till 57, I was told by some energy healers, then our body declines. Just watch your parents, when your mom became sick person. It usually starts after 50, 57, because that's where our body starts declining. That's where our body, our soul telling us, you're out of your life path, you don't serve your purpose, you're not aligned. So, ladies, that was from me. I hope you enjoy what you hear. If this resonates with you, if what I said resonates, give me a shout, talk to me, and we will together see if it's truly something for you. So that's what I wanted to say. I'm looking to create magic with you. That's my life mission. That's my life purpose. I've been supported by goddesses from all my soul tribes to deliver my soul purpose. That was checked. You don't have to believe me, just look in my eyes. My soul talking very loud. I've got goosebumps. My soul talks very loud at the moment because I've been after very long, over 3 weeks, mind and body and soul detox. So I'm looking forward to work with you. Thank you.